Hi, today we are diving into the foundational principles of domain-driven design or DDD. We will specifically focus on the first two chapters of Eric Evans' seminal work. The central premise of domain-driven design is that for complex requirements, the most significant challenge isn't the technology, it's the complexity of the business domain itself. We will explore how to extract that knowledge and how to communicate it effectively within a team. This approach helps us align software design with business reality, and that creates more powerful, maintainable systems. Let's start by looking at how we turn information into insight. So, what exactly is knowledge crunching? It's not just a one-way street where a business analyst hands over a document. It's an active, collaborative laboratory. Evans uses the example of a developer working on PCB design software. By asking questions and sketching diagrams, the developer and the expert crunch their collective knowledge into a model. This model actually solves the problem. It's about finding the abstract concepts that make sense of all the messy details. This process helps us sift through a torrent of information to find the relevant trickle of insight. But why does this collaborative approach work so well? This approach succeeds for several key reasons. First, we bind the model to the implementation immediately. Don't wait months to code. See if the model works in a prototype. Second, we aim for knowledge-rich models. The objects shouldn't just be containers for data. They should know the rules of the business. Finally, we distill. We don't model everything, only what is essential. This creates a virtuous cycle where the model gets better as our understanding deepens. This continuous refinement with experts leads to deeper insights. However, there's a common problem that can hinder the process. Moving into chapter 2, we address the linguistic divide. On many projects, developers and experts speak different languages. This leads to a constant need for translation, which is slow, expensive, and prone to error. If the code says user account, but the business says subscriber, you have a disconnect. This friction prevents the team from reaching deep insights because they are too busy translating basic terms. This translation blunts communication and makes knowledge crunching anemic. It creates a bottleneck. So how do we overcome this communication barrier? How do we bridge that linguistic divide we just discussed? The answer is the ubiquitous language. This isn't just a nice to have. It's a fundamental shift in how we communicate. We are talking about a shared vocabulary rooted in the domain model that everyone on the team uses consistently. This means the same terms appear in our daily conversations, our diagrams, and most importantly, directly in our code. When a term feels awkward to say or difficult to implement, it's a clear signal that our understanding of the domain and thus our model needs refinement. This language isn't static, it evolves as our collective understanding of the domain deepens. Next, let's look at how diagrams and documents fit into this picture. Building on the ubiquitous language, we need to understand the role of diagrams and documents. They are powerful tools for communication and explanation, but they are not the model itself. Documents should supplement the code by illuminating large-scale structures and the why behind design decisions. Crucially, any documentation or diagram must reflect and reinforce the ubiquitous language. Let's now summarize the key takeaways from our discussion. To recap, our journey to a deep model starts with knowledge crunching. This is that collaborative discovery process, turning a flood of information into precise insights. Then we establish a ubiquitous language, a shared vocabulary that eliminates translation barriers across the team. This leads to model-driven design, where our code directly reflects our domain model. Finally, this entire process fosters continuous learning, building teams rich in domain understanding. These first two chapters lay the groundwork for building truly effective software. Now is action time. Next time when you build a new feature or new system, let's follow this knowledge crunching process to deliver something well aligned with domain-driven design. First, identify important terms related to the new system or feature. Second, clarify those terms with deep questioning to comprehend the exact meaning attached to them by domain experts. Third, filter out terms or models that really matter to the feature or system in consideration. Fourth, present an interaction diagram encompassing the relevant models and interactions to get feedback from domain experts. Finally, prototype a simple solution to get further feedback and iterate the process to refine the models. If you like this content, please like, comment, share and subscribe for similar content in the future. See you in another video. Until then, elevate.